Ever feel like you're checking all the boxes? Good job, decent paycheck, respectable resume, yet something still feels off? Like you're moving through life on autopilot, reacting to opportunities rather than creating them? You're not alone. Most people spend decades climbing ladders only to realize they've been leaning it against the wrong wall. We've been taught to obsess over the specifics: what job to take, what salary to negotiate, what title to chase. But the most fulfilled people are the ones who've cracked a different code entirely. They've figured out their mission first, and everything else flows from there. They're mission-driven. When you're clear about who you are at your core, your values, your principles, the person you're becoming, suddenly those agonizing decisions about career moves, relationships, and life direction become clearer. You start to act with purpose because you have an internal compass that actually works. Being mission-driven isn't reserved for people with extraordinary circumstances or unlimited resources. It's a learnable skill set, a series of frameworks and mindsets you can apply starting today, right where you are. Today, you'll learn how to discover your own authentic identity and use it as a compass for every major decision. You'll also learn the 5 meta skills that separate those who drift from those who thrive, and practical strategies for aligning your daily life with your deeper mission, from career choices to relationships to measuring the impact you're making in the world. Let's get started. Here's something most people get wrong about building a purposeful life. They start with the what instead of the who. They chase job titles, corner offices, and impressive credentials, thinking these external markers will somehow reveal their purpose. But that's backward. Your identity, who you are at your core, matters infinitely more than any position you'll ever hold. Think about it this way. Your who is the essence of who you are deep down. It's the principles that guide you when nobody's watching, the values that won't bend even when it's convenient. For the author Mike Hayes, a big part of his who is striving to give more than he receives while helping others unlock their potential. That's an identity, not a job description. And here's the powerful part. Only when you understand your who can you start building a what. The daily actions and choices. That actually means something. That alignment between your core identity and your daily life is what being mission-driven looks like. Imagine you're standing in an elevator. You have exactly 30 seconds before you reach your floor. In that brief moment, answer this. Who do you want to be? Not what you want to do or achieve. Who you want to be. Go ahead. Try it right now. Struggling to find the words? That's completely normal. You can't figure out your core identity in a single elevator ride. It's something you discover gradually, through reflection and experience. The key is starting the conversation with yourself. Once you're getting clearer on your identity, you face another crucial question. How do you measure success? When Dan Hurley, the University of Connecticut basketball coach, was offered the head coaching position for the Los Angeles Lakers, he hesitated. This was one of the most prestigious jobs in professional basketball, with a salary to match. Most people would have jumped at the opportunity without hesitation. But he didn't. When he honestly examined his definition of success, he realized it wasn't about money or fame. His success was measured by the positive impact he could have on young athletes' lives. That clarity allowed him to make a decision that aligned with his identity, even when it looked crazy from the outside. So how can you accelerate your own self-discovery? Study the people you genuinely admire. What qualities draw you to them? Better yet, ask them directly. How do they define success? Then take it one step further. Ask what they think you want to become. Of course, you shouldn't let others define you. But here's why this matters. Their perspective reveals whether what you're putting out into the world is aligning with your intentions. And that's what being mission-driven is all about. Living your day-to-day as the who you want to be. Think about the most successful people you know. The ones who always seem to land on their feet, naturally want to help, and make things happen even when the odds are stacked against them. What sets them apart isn't their technical expertise or fancy credentials. It's something deeper. They've mastered what are known as meta skills, fundamental qualities that transcend any specific job or industry and make you someone people believe in. The first meta skill you need to hone is understanding and creating value. Look at your actions with brutal honesty and ask yourself, what value am I actually creating here? And more importantly, is this the best use of my time? This skill transforms you from someone who's merely busy into someone who's genuinely productive. The second meta skill is the ability to influence others. When you understand how to shape people's behaviors and inspire action, suddenly doors that seemed locked swing wide open. You get things done, whether you're rallying your team at work or convincing your family to finally take that vacation. The third crucial meta skill is to never stop learning. When you enter unfamiliar territory, become obsessed with absorbing everything you can as quickly as possible. Don't stop there. Keep pushing yourself toward harder and harder challenges. That's how you stay relevant in a world that won't slow down for anyone. The fourth skill is to get comfortable with uncertainty. Life is unpredictable. Projects fail, markets shift, plans crumble. The people who thrive are the ones who've learned to dance with uncertainty rather than avoid it. Finally, the fifth meta skill is to be intentional with your attitude. This breaks down into 5 components. The first 4 are agility, resilience, emotional intentionality, and work ethic. But the 5th component deserves special attention: attitude. This is perhaps the most crucial element of being mission-driven, wanting to help others. This isn't just another skill to check off, it's a fundamental way of seeing the world. Now, obviously, helping others benefits them. But here's the part most people miss. Helping others actually helps you more. It brings you closer to your authentic identity and amplifies your impact in ways you can't predict. So how can you maximize your ability to help? Start by looking beyond formal mentorship. Sure, it's great to help when people ask, but what about all the opportunities to help when nobody's asking? Think about what you're naturally good at. Maybe you're the best cook in your friend group, or you have a knack for explaining complicated tech stuff. That's your opening. Here's the beautiful truth. Giving always pays off. Not always immediately, and not necessarily in obvious ways. But when you make helping others part of your identity, you become someone others believe in, someone they want to invest in. And that creates a multiplier effect on your success that no amount of self-promotion ever could. So far, you've been working on your long game. You've identified your who, clarified your mission, and started to work on the meta skills that'll carry you forward. But here's where the rubber meets the road. How do you actually translate all that soul-searching into concrete decisions that shape your everyday life? Welcome to the short game, the nitty-gritty of aligning your daily existence with your mission. No matter what you choose to do with your life, you'll constantly be making decisions. When it comes to big life decisions, there's never an absolute right answer, especially when you're facing major changes in direction. But you can't let that paralyze you. Remember your who and your mission, then make every decision with the clear intention of moving closer to them. That compass keeps you oriented even when the path ahead looks foggy. For most people, the biggest decisions revolve around jobs, finding them, leaving them, or changing them entirely. Instead of agonizing endlessly or just following your gut, try this 6-step process that brings structure to what often feels chaotic. First, think across multiple dimensions. What actually matters to you in a job? Common factors include geography, company size, industry sector, opportunities for internal mobility, and the level of freedom and autonomy you'll have. Get specific about what you care about. Then score each dimension from 0 to 100 based on its importance to you personally. This isn't about what should matter, it's about what genuinely does matter to you. Now for step 3, remember that 30-second elevator pitch where you defined your who? Craft a similar pitch, but this time describe the type of job you're seeking. Use your dimension scores to guide this. You're essentially creating a North Star for your search. The 4th step is where things get active. You need to find the right conversations. There are 3 levels of conversation that can help you here. Level 1 involves getting general advice from people in your target field. Level 2 means talking with folks who could potentially hire you. And level 3 is the actual job interview, whether formal or informal. Now here's the crucial part. Don't skip level 1. It's actually the most important because it sets the direction for everything that follows. Step 5 is about gratitude and follow-up. When someone gives you a valuable lead or advice, take the time to thank them properly. A handwritten note works wonders. Just like helping others, gratitude has a way of circling back to benefit you in unexpected ways. Finally, make the decision. By now, your conversations should have generated some real options. You can't wait forever for the perfect opportunity. Spoiler alert, it doesn't exist. But armed with your dimension rankings and your elevator pitch, you're in a strong position to choose the path that brings you closer to living your mission every single day. Your mission doesn't end when you clock out from work. It lives in everything you do, especially in the people you choose to spend your time with. And that means you need to surround yourself with people who help you stay true to who you want to be. Now, this might sound a bit clinical, but you can actually use the same ranking method you applied to your job search for your relationships. Think about what truly matters to you in the people closest to you. Do you value extroversion or introversion? Is a sense of humor non-negotiable? Do you gain energy when someone challenges your views, or rather when they align closely with your own perspective? Getting clear on these dimensions helps you be more intentional about your inner circle. As for cultivating that inner circle, try this powerful exercise. Think right now of the person you admire most in the world. Got someone in mind? Call them today and invite them to dinner. But here's the twist. Ask them to bring the person they admire most, besides you, of course, and pass along the same instruction to that person. Make your dinners a regular event, say once every month. Over time, you'll gradually assemble a circle of genuinely remarkable people, all connected by mutual admiration and shared values. Another essential dimension of being mission-driven is how you manage your time. Every single day, you're making trade-offs between now and later. You can sacrifice something today for future gains, or you can prioritize the present and accept future costs. Think of your life like carrying a backpack. You need to constantly evaluate 3 things: what weights you're putting in, your capacity to carry those weights, and which weights you can take out. Maybe you can lighten your load by negotiating an extra week of vacation. Or perhaps you could handle that travel-intensive job by homeschooling your kids and bringing them along on the road. The key is getting creative about how you manage the weight. Finally, let's talk about the impact you're having on the world. Yes, even if it feels incremental right now, you are changing things. But how can you make sure you stay on track? Try this exercise. First, map out your life. Where have you been? Where are you now? How did you navigate the peaks and valleys? What can those patterns teach you moving forward? Next, look ahead with honest eyes. Are you clear about where you're heading? Do you know what resources and support you'll need to get there? Now create a long-term plan for where you want to be. Will it unfold exactly as you predict? Of course not. Life doesn't work that way. But you can work toward your goal one deliberate step at a time, adapting when necessary, but always striving forward. That's what being mission-driven is really about.